All right, he's just confirming me dropping the tire off as I, say, I talk about getting rid of that truck, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there it is right there. So look here. So it's a badass fucking truck. I mean, who the hell knows with me, everybody? Who the hell knows? It's all about the money. The money factor is killing me. My wife, this is a classic one. My wife, this is real stuff. My wife yesterday goes, I don't get it. How did we go from being the high, the high class to the middle class to being the lower class? I'm not lying. Well, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it really is weird. It is weird. Really, what has played out in front of my eyes that is just so radical. It's so bad. I thought I made a lot of money, but obviously I don't. I really did. I thought I was making a good amount of money to kind of have a lot of fun and do things I do. But it's very apparent I do not. I don't have the money because it's just too many bills. I mean, the bottom line is it's just too many bills. So I thought that was pretty good. How did we go from being high class to middle class to lower class? Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, I need the miracle. I need a miracle, man. I need a miracle hit. Hell, I could have gone down there and done that. Why didn't I do that? Forget it. When you talk to people, you get distracted, everybody. Yeah, I just put a lot of channel to bring you content and conversations. And at the end of the day, what plays out, but me rambling on, and then I make the wrong turn or whatever. I forget this, I forget that, blah, 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 da-da-da-dee. But summer's here. I mean, now the hot weather is here. So this guy here, that's too bad. I could have beat all these guys up in front of me, but it's all right. So now, back to the Beltway. So now what I'm going to do, I got to replenish my toll road thing. I'm going to have a bunch of those bills sitting on my desk. I got to turn in. I'm going to have to turn in a ton of my fast tolls. Because what happens is, for the amount of fast tolls, they require a minimum deposit. So I have to give the Greenway $500. Well, I won't burn up $500 overnight. That'll take months. But if I turned in like 10 of my, I probably have sitting around at least 5 or 6 fast tolls that I need to turn in. And then it probably means I'll have to deposit $250. It's all proportional to the number of units you have. So, and here, come on, zoom, come on, man. Zoom, come on, get the car, go, come on. Go. It's a 55-mile-an-hour road, baby. Come on. This just kills me when people drive on the road. Is why, sincerely, hit the gas pedal. Oh, I knew it. So this guy over here in the Jeep, he's modded his exhaust. I could hear that thing. I heard this mop. I ain't gonna hear it in this thing. So what am I getting on kilowatt? So what motor he has in this? It should be a V. Well, it could be a V6. Let's see. I don't know. Nah, that's kind of sounds like a. Nah, it's hard to believe he put a exhaust system on. Well, who doesn't? Hey, listen to me talk. I'm getting ready to go to Mac and Cheese and get the Gladiator. Never did respond to his son. Just too much going on, man. Too many projects. That's the reality. As we go up the road, so I do my Blue Cruise, and does it take over? Nope. So this isn't mapped, which is interesting. Then you have the typical guy. The biggest challenge in cars. It's the people who don't know how to drive. It's the people that don't obey the laws. And that's really, that may have been a V8. They don't, this guy left this truck up here he should be out of the way. But he doesn't believe that. His position will be, I'm in left-hand lane, I'm doing the speed limit, there's no reason to move over. No, the law says you have to move over. You have to move over. It doesn't matter whether you're doing speed limit or speed limit. If somebody comes up on you, you have to move over. So it creates the road rage. This is a major problem in driving, is that you have these people that they want to control you. Like, nope, I'm not moving over. I'm gonna, I'll speed up, then I'll slow down. I mean, it's just incredible what goes on. Once people get in cars, they become a whole different person. Different person, or I guess their true personality shows up, is that they really are an aggressive person. Yikes, is that me? Yikes. So now I'm going to get back in left-hand lane. I'm going to try this again. If the guy in that black truck decides to actually get going up the road. Now he may, but not really. Remember I was talking about saying it's kill season? Man, on Facebook, here he goes. There's the guy goes. He loves it. He's loving that motor. Loving it. So he's going the right-hand lane. Right lane. That's what he's doing as we go down the road. So he's going to go for the big maneuver. Everybody's going to maneuver around the black truck. So anyway, he's better saying it's kill season. Yeah. I mean, sadly on Facebook, man, now on Facebook, all you see is obituaries for people dying on their motorcycles. Yeah. I mean, I'm like, wow. I don't remember seeing that. That's what's so weird, is I just don't really remember seeing all these notifications on Facebook of people dying on their motorcycles. So here the guy is. He's going plenty fast enough. I'm going plenty fast. There's a cop down here. Where is he, right? Oh, I wish I had my phone on yesterday when that young kid came by, and I think it was like a Subaru BRZ or something like that. I mean, it was classic. He went by that State Boy at like 90 miles an hour, and he just kept on going. And then that's why that State Boy, I think that State Boy, what's weird is the timing of that was weird, because that State Boy just had parked his bike, and then that guy in that car came up on me, and I don't know if that State Boy even had time to grab his gun to get radar on him. But I think what he noticed is that kid just kept on hauling ass. So I think that's, that's what would be interesting to know how that all played out, because I think that cop just was standing there and thinking that kid never ever let off the gas and just kept on doing his thing. I like this annoying, the annoying adaptive cruise control and Blue Cruise that doesn't like me talking and distracting it. Have you noticed that? It's basically saying, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. So it's interesting. My sister called me yesterday and said, hey, Stephanie's all mad about the video they made for the church, that she's in it. Yeah, my sister yesterday called. She's really kind of feeling bad. I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, well, I think something's developing where she's not happy that she was exposed in the videos. I'm like, they wouldn't even know to recognize who she is. like, there's no way you could put my wife in a lineup, and from the videos that would have been exposed, there's no, even me, you could put me in a lineup. You'd be like, this guy, this is 30 years ago. You'd be like, who is that guy? Like, who is that woman? You never will figure it out. Anyways, so I'm thinking, well, I feel bad for my sister, because she gets very, this would really, bug her that she busted her ass to make that really nice video. And so anyways, I said, I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard anything. I said, she hasn't called me. I would be the first to know about this, She said, well, I'm hearing from Dad and Rachel that she's mad. I'm like, she really didn't say that. She initially said, I'm hearing something from Dad or something. I'm like, all right, I don't know. So now, when the wife got home last night, I said, hey, are you upset about that video on the church video? And she says, what are you talking about? I said, somebody out there saying that you're upset about your picture in Mom's ceremony in the church video. She's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, okay, that sounds good to me. I left it at that. Called my sister, I said, whatever's going on, there's nothing going on. I said, let me guess. Probably Rachel or Dad probably started this conversation. She's like, yeah, they did. I said, yeah, there you go. They got nothing to do but to worry and create drama. I said, let me assure you, she's not upset. There's nothing going on. Because, I feel for my sister. Feel like, think about it. If you made, and my sister put a lot of effort into that YouTube video, and blah, 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 and so she put a lot of work into that. It was very emotional, very stressful. My dad worked on it, and then to be called out, you know what I mean? You'd be like, oh my God. You'd be like, you gotta be. And that's what my sister said. It's like, never fails. No good deed goes unpunished. And it's like, no. I said, don't go down that road. That's not what's going on. That was an earlier conversation. So anyway, 12 months last night, and I said, nothing's going on. Do not get all caught up in this. Like, okay, I'm glad to hear, blah, 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 blah. I said, I told her, Stephanie, give you a call just to make sure everything's good. She appreciates what you did, and it was a beautiful job. Everybody thinks you did a great job, so leave it at that. All right, well, I really appreciate that. I'm like, okay, see you later, bye. Yeah, I don't need that. I mean, it's just the drama, just yeah, and like that's a story in so many ways that my wife would be like, why would you share that story? I mean, that's what you're going to get is, there's a fine line there, and me even sharing that story with you that I'll get my ass chewed out for that story. Yeah, I go the extra mile, everybody. I take the beating. Yeah, like the one guy here said, the channel should now be called Tax Age TV. Yeah, it should be. Or Attack Age TV. So here we are. We're at 2.5 miles actually per kilowatt. So what's really weird here is I wonder why there it is. Okay, now I get the Blue Cruise. Now I'm good. Can't get my phone to back out. So haven't heard from anybody at the Motorcycles of Dulles on the bikes. That'll be very interesting, everybody. Can you even imagine? I mean, I would think through my channel. I would think that if I was a subscriber and watch this channel, I think what I would get through it is, number one, don't buy anything that you think you're going to get rid of. That would be like the first thing I think. Like, yeah, this guy here, watch this guy's channel. Whatever I buy better really come to closure. That's what I'm going to buy. I'm going to keep it, because just viewing what this guy goes through, it's a nightmare getting rid of stuff, and everything lose value. So I think that somebody watch my channel. Let's talk about that. What benefits people watching my channel? And I think that, like I just said, I think what I really do resonate to a lot of people is you're going to get yourself into trouble buying all these cars and trucks and motorcycles and thinking you're going to get out of them and they're going to hold decent value. And I think most people are going to be like, no, that's not going to happen. These vehicles. So I think that the number one lesson I think people learn on my channel is don't do what this guy did. Not meaning you're going to go out and buy as many vehicles, but don't go out and buy cars or trucks and then think that a year later you're going to get rid of the cars. Yeah. What else can we learn from the guy? Yeah. What else do you learn through my channel? What not to do? Yeah. Come to my channel to get a full-blown training session of what not to do. Just watch what I do, and you'll learn what not to do. Okay, back to the Blue Cruise. And so, tell you, man, this right arm gets so worn out. You have no idea how much energy it takes out of my right arm. My right hand, it's destroyed. I mean, holding this phone, talking throughout the day, it is a lot, everybody. I mean, my whole my right shoulder and arm is just killing me because of me being who I am and doing what I do. La da da da, dee da da do. And up to the Beltway we go. And then around the Beltway, then you go over to Maryland. Jeez. And check out a job we're going to have to go do and blah, blah, blah. And then Brian is going away for his after birthday family adventure. The family apparently reserved rooms down there in Virginia Beach, and so he's going to go down for the Virginia Beach weekend. I haven't been to Virginia Beach since like 1984, I think, the summer of '84. There's a guy reading his phone as he goes down the road. Here's a guy that doesn't want to burn up all the diesel fuel, so he's just moseying down the road. Just good old boy. Good old boy. So you hear about how the artificial intelligence, everybody, the big offices, big business, big office, big business, they're now acknowledging that you're not going to have a job. Are you hearing this? I mean, this is real. I don't think people are that surprised. But what's going on is now more than ever, the big corporate world is alerting people that the downsizing of the workforce is definitely going to happen because of all this new technology coming our way to eliminate jobs. So how do you feel right now if you're a 35-year-old person in a big corporate world and you're the IT guy, the techie guy, whatever it may be, and you see the painting on the wall? You know, what are you going to do? What's your next adventure? I mean, I've been down this road. To give you an example of my life, I was in the auto parts industry out of high school, and I always knew that would be a challenging industry to ever really make pretty good money. Just being a store manager or whatever, I couldn't taste it. But then I went to the oil industry, and the oil industry was a very lucrative business, lucrative industry. And I saw that as a great opportunity, and I did very well. But while I was in the industry back in the 80s and early 90s, the Environmental Protection Agency really came full force to forcing underground fuel storage to be updated, and above ground fuel storage to have safety reservoirs around these above ground tanks. So the government really started setting deadlines on people that had fuel storage at their businesses were going to have to either spend a lot of money to update it or get out of it. So that was a big challenge, because we were an independent oil company that then relied on a lot of small businesses having their own on-site fueling for their business, and that was a big niche for us of going around delivering fuel. They had their own portable gas station, basically. And so once the government started really cracking down on that industry, it forced the hand of us to kind of change, and it really did start to impact a lot of the salespeople's incomes. And so it was a transitioning time in our industry. But then I got out of it in 1992 and got into network marketing with the idea of selling a watcherless car wash that I thought would make me millions. Yeah, which I was so wrong on that. Sacrificed everything for that, got nothing out of it, and went broke. Didn't go bankrupt, but went broke. So that narrative, that product was the idea that the future of water would be such restrictions on the use of fresh water that the watcherless car wash would be the answer to people cleaning their own car without having to use fresh water to clean their car and waste it. So that industry, the goal for me there was to ride the wave of the change of how people take care of their vehicles. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, airplanes, RVs, it was unlimited. But that never gained traction. So it's kind of like the electric vehicles, great concept, great idea, but in the end, it just doesn't get the traction to make it self-sufficient, where it can be stand on its own. And that's a huge challenge for the big autos of getting this industry to transition away from ICE to EV to the renewables, that it just isn't happening as fast as they want. So then I got into the public telephone business in 1992, 93. And so then that transitioned over time of the cell phones. So I got into the industry in 93, and then I started on my own in 96. And then I witnessed from 96 to the year 2000, 2, 3, 4 on how the industry was really getting hammered because the cell phone industry was going to just a monthly fee instead of a per minute usage type of billing. So when the industry went to the just a monthly fee of $99.99 of unlimited calls or X amount of calls, the whole transitioning of the public telephone business was deteriorating because people were able to afford cell phones on a monthly service fee and use them and not have big phone bills. Because prior to that, you get a cell phone and start talking on it, you're gonna have $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 phone bills. So I witnessed that transition of the public telephone business slowly deteriorating, and I had to figure out what I was going to do next in my life. So what I'm trying to share with you is I've been through my own experience, my own life of being challenged on the change of what is around us, and that's what I think was going to be interesting here over the next few years going forward. Is all this artificial intelligence, all the robots, all this automated machinery is definitely going to have an impact in the workforce, and probably more so than ever in modern times since the Industrial Revolution. So it's going to be very interesting here to see what plays out. Now, Elon Musk, he was in an interview the other day, and he's claiming, which I talked about this on my channel in great length and many times, about NVIDIA selling all these superconductor GPU gaming processing units over the CPUs. And I was talking over about how they're selling so much of this product, but actually who's actually really using it. And I gave an example, like you and I open a car dealership and we buy 1,000 cars and the manufacturer's tickled pink, but we don't sell 1,000 cars. We sell 200 cars. So then the manufacturer's wondering where you can order our 1,000 cars. We don't order them because they're struggling to sell the other 800 that we sold 200 of, 1,000. So I was saying how I think you're going to see the same thing play out in the artificial intelligence community. And Elon Musk, what he is saying the other day in an interview was that you used to have, the $1 million, the $100 million artificial intelligence startup company, and then you had the availability to buy it out, blah, 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 blah. He says, but now what's going on more than ever is the valuations, these companies are turning into billion-dollar valuation companies. And he's saying it's so bad. So Elon Musk is really saying that the amount of money that people are buying into these artificial intelligence technology companies, they're going to lose their ass. They're saying it's overrated, overpriced, and they're never going to get back what they put into it. And only so many are going to survive this transitioning into the next generation of all this computing and blah, blah, blah. So I thought that was a very good, interesting story. I'm going to shut up because this is a 23-minute video, and I'll just make this one video and not have to publish it off the others. But in terms of long videos, I'll have to kind of shut up and come back later.